You were in the first Gulf War. What was your primary job there?
Well, I was in 3rd of the 73rd Armor, so that's the Airborne Armor Unit that I was speaking about earlier. So the unit initially went, because we had such light tanks that you could load in airplanes, our unit was the very first armor in theater from the U.S. because the heavier tanks had to be brought in by ships, and so they came over probably about a month and a half later. So we're the initial line in the sand, as they called it. And my job during the war was I was the adjutant or the personnel officer for the unit. So I was responsible for, tracking replacements, tracking all the personnel, but also handling all the medical evacuation, all the way from the point that they were wounded, even tracked them all the way through the hospital system in Germany. And also I was the commander of what's called the combat trains, meaning combat trains were a forward element of our logistics, so we'd have food, fuel, maintenance capability, medical capability, and all that sort of forward in the fight. And so I commanded that train area.
What are your memories of the Gulf, things that you could share with us?
One was just the terrain of, first time I've been in just vast desert area. I remember going out to a training area, because when we got there in November, we trained all through November, all through December, and the war started in January. So we're going out to a training area once, and you could see this huge rock formation out in the desert. And I remember saying, well, we're going to go to the rock, hang a right, and go out to the range area. And I'm thinking, well, it's going to take about 20 minutes. It was a 3.5-hour drive to a point you could physically see that looked like it was only 20 minutes away, because it was just that flat, that clear, no humidity. So that was the first thing that struck me. It's just the vastness and how anybody could navigate in just an area like that. Our maps, there were no terrain features on them. It's just a brown map with grid lines on it. So I found that fascinating. I found it fascinating, just the culture, the language, the people, of the limited ones that we were able to see. Also, as the war went on, we moved further west and higher in altitude that it'd get below freezing at night. Mm-hmm. So you're in the desert, and here you hear the stories of how it's 120 degrees. Well, it's below freezing. It's snowing just north of us. The rain's coming in. So the harsh weather of it. Yeah. So that was sort of the initial things of when I got there.